Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and I just woke up at 4:30 in the morning to a new Final Fantasy XIV online store. So I guess we'll make a video at 4:30 in the morning about this. It's a new store that basically replaces the Mogstation for purchasing in-game items for Final Fantasy XIV, and it is a bunch of quality of life. So I blew it up to 150% zoom, and let's make a video out of it. So as you guys know, I don't really buy from the Mogstation super often. Now, some of that reason is because I don't have the same value and all these items, like mounts and Fantasias. I don't really interact with that very much. But another reason is quite frankly, I don't want to log in to have to check the Mogstation. And that already is addressed here as the very first thing I noticed. I was able to go to the store without being logged in to my Square Enix account. Now I'm logged in now, but that's whatever. I don't really care about that. I did that before I started recording the video. I was able to come and browse all of the items without having to put my one-time password in. And for me, that's a pretty big thing because it's just annoying. Just annoying just when I want to look at the things and make a decision to have to throw in my one-time password. I will throw in an additional detail. Before I started recording this video, I just wanted to get an idea of how well everything worked. And I don't know if it's still seeing a little bit of traffic and it's causing some issues, but when I added an item to my shopping cart, which by the way is something else the Mogstation did not have, so very glad to have an actual shopping cart in the year 2020 on a website. If I would get to the payment method and then back out, I had two issues during that time. One, I had already logged in and it asked me to log in again. So that whole not needing to log in thing didn't actually end up mattering because I had to log in twice in order to purchase it. I feel like that was a bug and I was only supposed to have to log in once in order to actually do my checkout. But the other thing is when I got to the payment method in particular, and if I hit back, it caused a site error and it empties my shopping cart. So make sure by the time you get to payment, you know what you want, because it seems like there's still a few glitches that need to be worked out. Now, as for the other quality of life, other than the shopping cart and being able to window shop on the website, it does have this banner at the top, but it also has a lot more categories and filters to search by. Like I said, I've blown this up to 150% zoom, so it looks a little bit crisper. But let's go with the emotes here on the left. So you can see at the top there's a sort. Now there's a sort by newest and sort by oldest. I'm going to check another category because I like sort by alphabetical. It doesn't make any sense for the emote category because they all begin with E. But it's just something I was thinking of. More importantly, there are filters over here on the left, so you can check for specific holiday events, in-game events, Mogstation exclusives, so that way you can at least narrow it down a little bit, know what things you were missing from what event. The $2 Huzzah emote, that was from the Rising event like years and years and years ago. Gold Saucer Festivities, the Eureka one from about, I don't even remember when that came out. I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago. But the point is, it also updates very quickly. You can see just how quickly when I click a filter, it actually ends up like sorting the whole thing. And that's the biggest thing. It's a lot more responsive, the new Mogstation. That's probably the biggest thing that I've actually noticed. Now I can actually look through these. Let's see. Let's try, I guess let's go with mounts. All right, it seems like not a... Oh, no, see, this is another one that wouldn't make sense to have an alphabetical because they're all mount. I mean, you could still do alphabetical, but... I can at least understand the reason as to maybe why you wouldn't. So, same deal, though, with everything here on the left. For one character, for two characters. And there's some other categories here. Main scenario progression, one hero's journey, one retainer's journey for tales, for the books, costume sets, dyes, single or a 10-item set, housings like tables, wall-mounted, flooring, all that stuff. So, overall, it's got some pretty good quality of life. And I remember reading that it also has... I guess improved UI for use on mobile phones as well. So this should even work better on your phone if you're someone who's at work and you want that Fantasia waiting for you when you come back later that day. New items, bestsellers, recommended, all this stuff. They even have, I wonder why they went with like a different UI for this section instead of the way that it works elsewhere. Ranked 12, but this kind of just lets you know what the most popular items are. And it's actually an interesting thing. Fantasia always going to be ranked number 1. Fantasia, in fact, 2 of the top 3. This attire is actually ranked at 2. But then when you go down, you get Stormblood, Tales of Adventure Stormblood. You get the SDS Fenrir's Tola. It's actually kind of a neat little look into what the most purchased items are that are maybe not that. Fantasia's... Y'all need to stop. The fact that all 3 Fantasia entries are in here and 2 of them are at the top, y'all got a problem, okay? You know you have a problem, and you don't care, And thank you for purchasing our new store with all your Fantasias. I think other than that, I don't know that there's anything else. I guess I could like pull up a list. What does the official thing actually say? Categories have been reorganized, filters have been added, view the page without logging in, and when viewing on smartphone. There we go. That's where I read it. So I'm sure there's other quality of life things that pop up. I remember clicking through a few equipments earlier, and some of them specifically noting when they weren't going to work on Hrothgar and Vieira. Let me see if I can find one. Peacock attire, Meg Deka. I mean, maybe the headpiece here would say something. Gear may appear differently depending on the character's race. Certain combinations of gear may cause clipping. Well, it's a nice little thing, but I guess this does work on. Well, I guess I'm an idiot. I should have maybe looked at the example. Let me find a different headpiece. Kryle's hood, maybe. This set of tires only for female characters. The headgear applies a unique dyeable hairstyle. Yeah, I'm wondering. I can't remember which one I clicked earlier, but there was one that specifically warned you against using it on Hrothgar and Vieira. Maybe I should. You'd think I wouldn't have this hard of a time figuring this out. But there are warnings like that now, so you're a little bit more sure, what to expect from them. Oh well, I can't find one that says it, so I'm gonna stop there before this video drags on way longer than it used to. It's also got other preview images, which is pretty nice. You can see here. You can also see what it looks like dyed here. So there you go. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and go buy those Fantasias, I guess. I'm going to go get some breakfast and get ready for my live stream. I'll see all of you in the next video. And until then, take care.